Hi, I'm Stephanie Merg. I'm the editor of Unbeige, and this is part 2 of my 3-part interview with fashion designer Chris March. In this segment, I talk with Chris all about his experience as a contestant on season 4 of Project Runway. This is Mediabistro.
Look, things change.
Anyone with a camera and a computer is a good idea.
Pay attention
What's
to
the
where
user
they
value
are.
proposition?
We evolve.
So Chris, you were of course a finalist on season 4 of Project Runway, where a lot of us first saw you, and you emerged as a real fan favorite. Were you surprised at the audience response? Did you expect it?
I was totally surprised. I had no idea. We filmed the show, you're thrown into it like it's crazy. I don't know, boot camp kind of thing. And then, you wait a long time to actually see it on television. And I had never really seen myself on TV before. And I was watching it, and a friend of mine who works in TV, he goes, "Oh my God, they love you." He's like, the way they're treating you, the way they're editing it, they like introduced you second, like your laugh is all over the place. And then I started getting all these emails. Like the second the show started, I started getting all these emails. And then I would get like 1 million hits a month on my website during the show. I had no idea like what television could do. People come up to me every day.
Really?
Tell me how much they like me and how much they love me on Project Runway and how they're looking forward to Mad Fashion and all that kind of stuff. It's really fun.
And were there things that you learned coming from Project Runway that you were then able to maybe make some different decisions or be prepared for as you're going into your new show, Mad Fashion?
Definitely. I learned so much about television on Project Runway and how it works and what kind of personalities work on TV and what don't. So I think it really helped a lot in doing the whole Mad Fashion show and putting it together. And I'm also a huge fan of Project Runway, so I kind of wanted to go with what I thought people would want to see because I know what I want to see. So it takes everyone through the process, the design process, which you don't always get to see. So it's interesting in that way as well as just kind of, fun.
And Project Runway was really the first show to open up the design process, to show what, to trace from concept to execution. How do you think, if at all, that the show has affected the fashion industry or how people view it?
Project Runway has put the career of fashion design, front and center in the world and made a lot of little girls and boys want to grow up and be fashion designers because it looks really fun. Which it's not. I don't know. It was a lot of work, but it makes it look like that's what you do, you do on Project Runway, which isn't really, there's a lot of business involved, and it's just not that easy. But it has really put it into the public psyche. And I also think that it's made a lot of people feel like they can be their own judge of the fashion, and they can disagree with, people who are supposedly experts, and maybe develop their own sense of taste by what they see on that show. I think it's really put fashion into the world in a much more general way. It's a pop culture phenomenon.
Great. Well, we're going to come back and talk a little bit about your design aesthetic and your background.